Are you over 60 and eating fish you believe are heart healthy? You could be making a silent but dangerous mistake. Popular seafood options found in most kitchens and restaurant menus might actually be fueling inflammation, spiking cholesterol, and quietly damaging your joints, kidneys, and heart without a single symptom until it's too late. Here's the shocking truth. Over 90% of seniors unknowingly consume fish that accelerate aging, increase arterial stiffness, and heighten the risk of stroke and arthritis. Yet, no one talks about it, because the global seafood industry profits from these hidden health risks. But today, we're breaking the silence. In this video, I'll reveal 4 fish you should never touch after 60, no matter how common or safe they seem, and more importantly, I'll show you 4 powerful alternatives that science shows can boost your brain, protect your heart, and even add years to your life. The 4 fish seniors should never eat. Number 1. Farmed tilapia. Let's talk about one of the most misleading fish on your plate, farmed tilapia. It's cheap. It's widely available. And it's often marketed as a heart-healthy choice. But if you're over 60, eating farmed tilapia could be doing more harm than good, and here's why. Unlike wild-caught fish that feed on nutrient-rich algae and plankton, farmed tilapia are raised in overcrowded ponds and fed a diet of corn, soy, and animal byproducts. This unnatural diet leads to a dangerously high concentration of omega-6 fatty acids, the kind known to fuel inflammation, not reduce it. In fact, studies have shown that farmed tilapia contains more omega-6 than bacon or hamburger meat. And when omega-6 outweighs omega-3 in your diet, especially in older adults, the result is systemic inflammation that attacks your joints, blood vessels, and heart tissue. A study from Wake Forest University warned that the omega-6-omega-3 ratio in farmed tilapia is so poor, it may actually make arthritis worse and increase the risk of heart inflammation in seniors. If you've been dealing with joint stiffness, swollen fingers, unexplained fatigue, or rising blood pressure, farmed tilapia could be part of the problem. Seniors already have slower liver detox, reduced omega-3 absorption, and greater sensitivity to inflammatory foods. Eating tilapia might seem harmless, but for someone over 60, it's like throwing gasoline on a fire you can't see. Farmed tilapia is not the safe protein source it claims to be. If you want to reduce inflammation, protect your heart, and stay mobile, this is one fish you should avoid at all costs. Number 2. Imitation crab, surimi. It looks like crab. It tastes like crab. But imitation crab, also known as surimi, is one of the worst seafood imposters you can put on your plate after 60. Here's the truth, imitation crab is not real crab meat. It's a highly processed product made from pulverized white fish scraps, often low-quality pollock, mixed with refined starches, sugars, sodium, and artificial flavorings. By the time it reaches your plate, it's not seafood anymore, it's a lab-engineered filler food. For seniors, this is a serious health hazard. First, the glycemic impact. The starches in surimi, like tapioca and wheat, break down quickly into glucose, spiking your blood sugar. A 2020 study in clinical nutrition showed that imitation crab causes glycemic spikes similar to white bread, a nightmare for seniors dealing with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance. Second, imitation crab is loaded with sodium, over 700 milligrams per serving, even before you add soy sauce or dressings. This puts tremendous strain on aging kidneys, raises blood pressure, and worsens fluid retention, all common concerns after 60. Additives like monosodium glutamate, MSG, and preservatives can also trigger headaches, dizziness, and digestive distress, especially in seniors with reduced gut resilience. Most dangerously, it gives a false sense of health. Many seniors think they're eating seafood for omega-3s, but imitation crab offers almost none of the benefits of real crab or shellfish. If you're over 60 and focused on longevity, heart health, and stable energy, imitation crab has no place on your plate. There are far better seafood options that heal rather than harm. Number 3. Scallops. They may look clean, delicate, and gourmet, but for seniors, scallops can be a silent health hazard hiding in plain sight. Scallops are often praised for being low in fat and mild in flavor. But if you're over 60, here's what you're not being told. Scallops are one of the highest seafood sources of cadmium, a toxic heavy metal that accumulates in your body over time, especially in your kidneys. Cadmium isn't something your body easily eliminates, and seniors are particularly vulnerable. As we age, kidney function naturally declines, making it harder to flush out toxins. That means cadmium stays in your system longer, quietly damaging kidney filtration, raising blood pressure, and lowering your body's ability to remove waste efficiently. A 2022 study in toxicology reports found that even small servings of scallops can exceed the safe weekly cadmium limit for adults over 60, pushing you dangerously close to toxic thresholds with repeated intake. But that's not all. Scallops are surprisingly low in omega-3 fatty acids, which are critical for brain health, inflammation control, and cardiovascular support, all things seniors desperately need more of, not less. In fact, 100 grams of scallops contain less than 30 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined, compared to over 500 milligrams in oysters or wild salmon. So while you may think you're eating seafood for its brain-boosting and heart-protecting benefits, scallops simply don't deliver. To make matters worse, scallops are often served in creamy sauces or overcooked in butter, turning an already low-benefit seafood into a fat-laden, toxic dish. Scallops are more harmful than helpful for anyone over 60. If you're serious about protecting your kidneys, brain, and longevity, this is one seafood you're better off skipping. Number 4. Shrimp. Shrimp may be one of the most popular seafood choices in the world, light, tasty, and often seen as healthy. But if you're over 60, this tiny shellfish may be doing more damage than good, and here's why. Just one small serving of shrimp, about 3 ounces, contains a staggering 180 milligrams of cholesterol. For aging adults, that's a major red flag. As we age, our arteries become less elastic, and our livers process fats more slowly. This means dietary cholesterol has a much stronger impact on blood pressure, plaque buildup, and heart disease risk. A large study published in Circulation tracked adults over 60 and found those consuming high cholesterol diets, especially from seafood, had a 35% higher risk of stroke and 24% greater risk of heart disease. But cholesterol isn't the only issue. Shrimp contains a muscle protein called tropomyosin, which is notoriously hard to digest and is one of the top food allergens in the world. Seniors who never had allergies before can suddenly develop reactions, from rashes to gut inflammation, or even life-threatening anaphylaxis, because aging immune systems become more sensitive and unpredictable. Then there's the shell. Even when cleaned, small fragments of chitin, a tough fiber in the shell, often remain in the meat. While harmless to some, in seniors with weakened digestion, this can lead to bloating, gas, and gut irritation. Worse still, most shrimp today are farmed and imported, often treated with banned antibiotics. A 2022 study found that over 40% of frozen shrimp samples contain drug residues linked to antibiotic resistance and microbiome disruption in older adults. Shrimp is a metabolic trap for seniors, high cholesterol, allergenic, hard to digest, and laced with toxins. If you're focused on health after 60, it's time to take shrimp off your plate. The 4 fish seniors should eat for longevity. Number 1. Wild-caught salmon. When it comes to choosing the right fish after 60, wild-caught salmon is one of the best decisions you can make for your heart, brain, and joints. Unlike farmed fish, wild salmon feed on natural algae and plankton, which gives them their rich pink color, and more importantly, their potent omega-3 content. Just one serving of wild salmon provides up to 1,200 milligrams of EPA and DHA, the two types of omega-3s proven to lower inflammation, protect your heart, and sharpen memory. That's especially important for seniors, whose natural omega-3 levels decline with age, leading to stiffer arteries, brain fog, joint discomfort, and increased risk of stroke. A 2021 study published in Nutrients found that seniors who ate wild salmon at least twice a week had 33% lower markers of cognitive decline and 25% better joint flexibility than those who didn't. But there's more. Wild salmon is also rich in astaxanthin, a natural antioxidant 6,000 times stronger than vitamin C. It helps reduce oxidative stress, boosts immune response, and even supports skin elasticity and eye health, which are critical after 60. And unlike many other fish, wild-caught salmon is low in mercury and heavy metals, making it a safe and sustainable choice for older adults with sensitive systems. To get the most benefit, bake, grill, or steam your salmon, avoid frying or heavily processing it. Pair it with leafy greens or roasted vegetables to support absorption and round out the anti-inflammatory power. Wild-caught salmon isn't just delicious, it's medicinal. If you're looking to protect your heart, support your brain, and stay mobile after 60, make this your go-to fish at least twice a week. Number 2, sardines. Tiny, inexpensive, and often overlooked, sardines may be one of the most powerful superfoods for anyone over 60. What makes sardines so special? For starters, they're packed with essential nutrients that aging bodies need more than ever: omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, calcium, and vitamin B12, all in one small, easy-to-digest package. Just one 3.5-ounce serving of sardines provides over 1,400 milligrams of omega-3s to fight inflammation and support heart rhythm, 270 IU of vitamin D for stronger bones and immune health, 325 milligrams of calcium for preventing age-related bone loss. Nearly 150% of your daily B12 needs to protect nerves and memory. Unlike larger fish like tuna or swordfish, sardines are very low in mercury and toxins because they're small, short-lived, and low on the food chain, making them extremely safe for seniors with sensitive kidneys and livers. A 2021 study published in Clinical Interventions in Aging showed that seniors who regularly consumed sardines had improved bone density, lower triglycerides, and a reduced risk of cognitive decline over a 6-month period. They're also rich in coenzyme Q10, CoQ10, and selenium, which are essential for heart health and energy production, two functions that naturally decline with age. For best results, choose sardines packed in water or olive oil, not soybean or sunflower oil. You can eat them straight from the can, add them to salads, or mash them with avocado on whole grain toast. Sardines are a nutrient-dense, low-cost, low-toxin powerhouse. If you're over 60 and want stronger bones, a sharper brain, and a healthier heart, don't overlook these tiny fish. Number 3, green-lipped mussels. If you're struggling with joint pain, stiffness, or reduced mobility after 60, it's time to discover one of nature's most effective anti-inflammatory seafoods, green-lipped mussels. Native to the clean coastal waters of New Zealand, these mussels are unlike any other shellfish. What sets them apart is their unique omega-3 profile, particularly a rare compound called ETA, eicosapentaenoic acid. ETA is more powerful than the typical EPA and DHA found in fish oil because it blocks a key enzyme responsible for triggering joint inflammation. A 2020 study published in Nutrients showed that seniors who took green-lipped mussel extract daily for 12 weeks experienced a 42% reduction in joint pain and a 35% improvement in mobility, without the side effects of common pain medications. But the benefits don't stop at joint relief. Green-lipped mussels are also rich in zinc, vital for immune defense and wound healing. Selenium, protects thyroid and heart health. Iodine supports energy and metabolism. Iron helps fight fatigue and supports red blood cell production. As we age, our ability to absorb these minerals declines. Green-lipped mussels deliver them in a highly bioavailable form, ideal for seniors. To enjoy them safely, steam gently with garlic, parsley, and lemon. Avoid deep frying or overcooking, which destroys their anti-inflammatory benefits. And if fresh mussels aren't available, freeze-dried or extract capsules are effective too. Just ensure they're sourced from New Zealand and labeled green-lipped. If you're over 60 and want to move better, feel stronger, and naturally ease joint pain, green-lipped mussels may be the secret weapon your body's been waiting for. Number 4. Oysters. If you're over 60 and dealing with low energy, poor immunity, thinning hair, or slow healing, then oysters might just be the natural remedy you never considered. Often viewed as a delicacy, oysters are actually one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, especially for seniors. In fact, they deliver a powerful blend of essential minerals that support nearly every critical function in the aging body. Just 2 medium oysters provide over 100% of your daily zinc needs, essential for immune strength, wound healing, and even taste and smell. High levels of vitamin B12, vital for energy, nerve function, and memory. Rich selenium and copper, which protect the thyroid, support red blood cell production, and strengthen bones. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that 40% of adults over 60 are zinc deficient without even knowing it, increasing their risk of infections, delayed healing, and cognitive decline. Oysters can help fix that, naturally. But that's not all. Oysters are also an excellent source of omega-3 fatty acids, supporting heart health and reducing inflammation in joints and blood vessels. Their copper content is especially important, a nutrient often overlooked but essential for collagen formation, bone strength, and brain communication. European studies have shown that seniors with higher dietary copper intake had 18% fewer fractures and improved bone density over time. To keep oysters healthy, eat them raw, from a safe source, steamed, or lightly grilled with lemon. Avoid heavy breading or creamy sauces that cancel out their benefits. Oysters are nature's multivitamin in a shell. If you want to support your immune system, protect your brain, and stay active into your 70s and beyond, don't skip this seafood powerhouse. By the time you turn 60, your body doesn't process food the way it used to. What once seemed harmless, or even healthy, could now be silently damaging your heart, joints, kidneys, and energy levels. We've exposed 4 fish you should never touch after 60, farmed tilapia, high in inflammation triggering omega-6. Imitation crab, packed with sugars, sodium, and chemical fillers. Scallops, loaded with cadmium that strains aging kidneys. Shrimp, high cholesterol, digestion disruptors, and hidden antibiotics. But there's good news. Replacing these with the right seafood can add years to your life. Wild-caught salmon, for heart, brain, and joint health. Sardines, rich in calcium, omega-3s, and B12. Green-lipped mussels, clinically shown to reduce joint pain. Oysters, nature's multivitamin for immunity, memory, and bone strength. Every bite matters after 60. Choose seafood that heals, not harms. Which fish surprised you the most? Have you tried any of the longevity seafoods yet? Let us know in the comments, we read every one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more life-changing health tips for seniors every week.